Lesson 21 in Module 3 is on surface area. When we talk surface area, we're talking area of the surface. So we're dealing with three-dimensional objects. Obviously, we're going to be drawing two-dimensional representations of them. More on that in a second. But three-dimensional objects, and we want to know if I had to use wrapping paper, if I had to use paint, exactly how much would I need, how many squares would I need to cover it? Not fill it, cover it around the outside, so area of the surface. So it says on the provided grid, draw a net. A net is that flattened two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional object. This is a right rectangular prism. Basically, it's a prism because we pick bases, top and bottom, front and back, but they're rectangles, okay? And with a rectangular prism, it has 6 faces. Okay, those faces are front, back, top, bottom, side, and side, right? It's like just the surfaces. There's 6 surfaces. Okay, so these are inches. We're gonna flatten this out. Let's unfold this rectangular prism and put it flat on this grid. So we have to pick a starting point. So let's say I pick my starting point to be the top. This right here, okay? So if I focus on the top right here, you got to figure out its dimensions. Well, this right here is 3. This side right here is 4. So I'm going to start by drawing a 3 by 4 rectangle on the grid. Okay, and I'm going to go through it kind of quickly, so I'm just not rushing it, but just so we don't take too much time. Okay, so this is 3, and this side here is 4. So now I'm going to attach to it here the front face. And so you can see here, what are the sides here? They're 6, but they're also sharing that side of 3 inches. Okay, so I have my 3 inches, and now I'm going to make it 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. All right, then I have 3 inches, and then I have my 6. Okay, so that's the front. All right, so now just thinking about the shape here, we have the top, but we also have the bottom. And the bottom has to be the same as the top. It has to be 3 by 4. The top was 3 by 4, the bottom's got to be 3 by 4. So I'm going to just attach it. I kind of feel like I'm pulling the top and bottom out or making it unfolding kind of around this way. So 3 and now 4. All right. Okay, and so now we have the back. The back has to be the same as the front, right? Because they're straight across from each other. They got to be same shape and size. All right, so that's going to be 3 again by 6 back here, 3 by 6. All right, again, I know I'm not being perfect here. I apologize, but you just squint a little bit. You'll get the idea. Okay, so now I have accounted for like all the way around, top, front, bottom, back. Now I got to deal with the sides. So my side over here is going to be 4 by 6. Okay, and notice we're going to attach it right on here to this. I'm going to attach it on. You could attach it down here. I'm going to attach it right here. This is 4 by 6. So I'm going to come over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Now, we have one on this side, but guess what? The same exact rectangle is going to make up the side across from it because it's a rectangular prism. So I'm going to put them both on. It should pretty much match up, right? Because there's no gaps, there's no overlaps or anything like that. So when you do a net, to find the surface area, remember we're finding the surface area of all the faces. There's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then basically we're going to add them up because we want the area of the whole thing. So you take the area of each of the pieces and add them up. How do we find area of these? Well, remember, area of a rectangle is length times width. So this is 3 times 4, which is 12. This one is 3 times 6, which is 18. Now you can think of it as, well, if this one's 12, this one has to be 12, or you could just say, hey, it's 4 times 3 again, and guess what? You get 12. Same thing here. 6 times 3 is 18, and then 4 times 6 is 24, and 4 times 6 is 24. Okay? Find the area of each face. There's 6 of them. Add them all up. So to find our surface area, we're going to go 12 plus, and I'll just go, 24 plus 18 plus 24 plus 12 plus 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides, I got them all. So the surface area of this rectangular prism, when I add them all together, is 108. Again, it's square inches because that's 108 squares that cover it. Real quick, I want to show you, though, another way to do it. Not really another, but instead of adding them all up, you could think of it, this is going to kind of come into play when we don't make a net. Our 12 right here, we have two 12s. So you could go 2 times 12, then plus we have two 18s, 2 times 18, plus we have two 24s, 2 times 24. Now if you do all that, guess what happens when you type that into your calculator? You get the surface area of 108. Again, square inches. So you could count each of these up, right? 12, and count them all, you get to 108. All right? So this is how we find the area of a rectangular prism using a net. What if, moving on to the next one, we decided to do a triangular prism? Okay, and I'll be honest, it's not easy for me to see these two-dimensionally. Take this three-dimensional shape and see it two-dimensionally. So your net that you see might be different than the one I see, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I am going to start by looking at, all right, so might be working on something a little different here. So I want to have you change this H here to a 5. Okay, so I'm now making that a 5. And now, hopefully, I got all the bugs worked out and we'll be able to find the surface area of this triangular prism. Okay, again, I struggle. I struggle seeing this two-dimensionally, okay? So I need to start somewhere. So I am going to start with just my bottom here, okay? And I can see it's not quite a square, it's a rectangle, but it's going to be 12 by 10 rectangle. Okay, and I don't have the grid on here. It's okay, right? So I'm just saying that this side right here is 12, and this side here is 10. All right, so now I'm going to think of it. Then I have this like back wall right here, right? And so that's 10 by 5. So I want to draw another rectangle, kind of representing it here, right? And I'm going to say that this one is 10 by 5. So now I've taken care of the bottom part here. I've taken care of the back. I need the top. And I just totally undid all my changes, right? There we go. Okay. You can see that I was changing the problem here, right? So now I need this top part here. So that is 13 by 10. So I'm just going to extend it off of here. Make that one a little bit bigger. And we'll say that this is 10 by 13. So kind of I've gone the back, the bottom, and the front here. But now I have these two triangles. So notice this side 13 right here. I'm sorry, no. I'm going to think of it as I'm unfolding this triangle down. Okay, I'm taking this corner and I'm unfolding it off the bottom here. Okay, so when I do that, I'm going to come down that 5 and make that triangle. Okay, and then I'm going to unfold it from that side as well. Okay, so thank you for being patient with all of my changing of ideas here, right? So I'm going to move that little 12 there because I want to now find the area of all these pieces. So we have two things going on. We have area of a rectangle which is length times width. Oh, I can't believe I did that again. There we go. And I have area of a triangle, which is base times height, or length times width, divided by 2. So these 3 rectangles inside hopefully are pretty easy to find. 10 times 5 is 50. 12 times 10, because I'm just doing length times width here, is 120. Not triangles yet. 13 times 10 is 130. And then you have your triangles, right? We go 5 times 12, which is 60, divided by 2, which is 30. 5 times 12 divided by 2, which is 30. And now I get to add all of these up. So 30, 30 plus, I'm going to do 30 down here, and then I'm going to do my middles, plus 50, plus 120, plus 130. If you grab your calculator and you type all that in, you get that there is a surface area of this right triangular prism that is 360. No units were given, so we'll just say square units. Okay, so again, being able to unfold it and create a net, you can find the area of each of the pieces and then add them together to get your total surface area.